So one of the things we talk about all the time, guys, is that not only are we living in the most evil time, but it's also the most incompetent time. Like, I really believe the Hollywood stereotype that the evil people are usually like evil geniuses. Like, they're actually hyper intelligent, but they're evil, and so they use their brain power for bad things. Like, that's sort of a Hollywood stereotype, and I sort of believed it, right? Or at least it was my default perspective. Like, I guess that's how it is. People who are usually really evil are also very high IQ and very intelligent, right? But no, it actually turns out that some of the most evil people are also the dumbest people, and they're also the most incompetent people. So it becomes very comical to watch them act, because it's like, you're really stupid. Like, you're really dumb. Like, there's not much going on in your head. And so this is a great example of this here. Kristi Noem, one of the many fascist Barbies that are currently running this country. By the way, South Park is doing a number on Kristi Noem and the entire regime, by the way. It's glorious to see. But Kristi Noem went on Face the Nation, and she was asked about immigration. She talked about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Now, as you know, Kilmar was illegally sent to CCOP, the Supermax prison. Then he was sent to Venezuela after that, where he's not from Venezuela, so very random that they sent him there. Then he came back to the country, and now they detained him, and they're going to send him to Uganda, another country he has nothing to fucking do with, etc., right? So Kristi Noem's asked about this, and she comes out and starts complaining after the interview. So she says, "This morning I joined CBS to report the facts about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Instead, CBS shamefully edited the interview to whitewash the truth about this MS-13 gang member and the threat he poses to American public safety. Watch for the part of my interview that CBS tried to cover up." So here it is. Ready? So first she has her uncut response on the top, and then underneath it says aired on CBS. Let me play it for you, and then I'll explain the reality of the situation and why this happened. Here we go.
Something that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America, and our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him to justice.
So she thinks this is a burn. She thinks this is a gotcha. Why is CBS editing this out? They're so dishonest. How dare they do this? Look at what they cut out. Let me show you. You fucking jackass. The reason they edited it out is because all of that shit is verifiably not true. There's no evidence for any of that. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. And if they were to run it, they could get sued from Kilmar and fucking lose. And they know they can. That's so defamatory. You're falsely accusing somebody of being a human trafficker and a fucking fredophile and a gang member. None of that is true. None of it is. And so he would sue them. He could win. He's also, by the way, not a public figure. Like, that's the thing. Usually when you're dealing with somebody who's a willing public figure, it's actually harder to defame somebody like that. The bar is very high. You need to prove like actual malice. It's very difficult. Kilmar never wanted to be a public figure, right? He's been dragged into the fucking spotlight. And so it's a lower bar for a guy like him, and this stuff is clearly defamatory. Not even close. Fucking disgusting, slanderous, defamatory bullshit. And so if they run it, they get sued, they could fucking lose for sure. And they know that. And so they cut it out trying to protect their own fucking asses from getting sued. A very obvious lawsuit just waiting to happen. And by the way, if I was Kilmar, I of course would fucking sue over that shit. Of course. And she thinks it's like, aha! CBS is covering up the truth, and that's why they cut this out. No, they cut this out because you're a fucking total dipshit, and you're smearing this poor guy on a guy who was literally tortured. He was sent to a gulag concentration camp in El Salvador and was fucking tortured. And there's detailed descriptions of what happened to this guy. Sleep deprivation. Had to sit on his knees all night, and if he fell, they would fucking hit him, and he'd have to get back up on his knees and not get a fucking wink of sleep. They forced him to fucking soil himself. This poor guy had to go through all that shit, and this is what you're fucking doing? Smearing him as an MS-13 gang member and a fredophile and a fucking human trafficker and a cartel member. None of that shit is true. None of it is true. And here she thinks she's fucking nailing it. Dishonest CBS. No, responsible and intelligent CBS, who still, to some extent, give a shit about the facts, at least insofar as they don't want to get sued, right? Like, oh my God. What a scumbag. Let's see what the replies say. They cut it because it's a fucking lie. The fact that you keep torturing this man says everything about you and nothing about him. I hope whatever prison you end up in makes Seacott look like the country club Trump stashed Ghislaine Maxwell. That's so true. Why would they share unproven propaganda? Maybe stick to the facts and stop spreading fake news. In 2024, then South Governor Kristi Noem lied that indigenous reservations in her state had been infiltrated by drug cartels. It's like everything's just against her because everybody knows. You're a fucking liar. You're a disgusting liar. You're a fascist Barbie doll bitch. Why don't you spend more time getting some more Botox, put in your lips or on your face or in your fucking ass cheeks? Go get your 14th BBL and leave us the fuck alone, okay? Why don't you go spend some time bouncing on Corey Lewandowski's dick, which we know you did because there's reporting on it that you guys had that fucking affair. Go do that. Maybe shoot a couple dogs in the face. Actually, don't do that. We like dogs and we don't like you. Maybe go buy some stuffed animal dogs, shoot them in the face, take some more Botox, get a little nip and tuck skis done, and then go shut the fuck up forever, okay? Because I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to deal with this anymore. We are run by decrepit, disgusting, fascist, loser, liar pricks. And I can't fucking stand it anymore. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.